Welcome to the Edge Market Update for the close of April 14th, 2023. And we have planters rolling in the I-States and Iroquois and Ford County. We've seen a lot of dust flying and ground being worked and planters out and about. So that's a good thing. Didn't really think that would happen about a month ago when things were so wet and cold. So really good to see some action taking place in the fields right now. But we'll go ahead and get started. We got old crop soybeans here, and the old crop soybeans are holding up pretty well compared to new crop right now. But we are in a long-term range still. We have our longer-term resistance at 1549, our long-term support at 1475, and some shorter-term resistance at 1527. So if we do get any positive action, we would need to close above 1528 or 1527 to get a test of that higher end of the range. But on the other hand, we need to hold 1475 support to prevent a move lower down to when we had that spike low in March. But really, old crop beans are holding up. There's a pretty low supply of beans in the U.S., about a 7-year low for ending stocks. So as long as we have positive demand with our crush facilities and they're crushing beans at capacity, I see price hanging out in this range. Technicals are pretty neutral across the board, so don't have too much concern about old crop beans if you still have some in the bin. Moving on to new crop, we have a longer term trend lower in price, and then the intermediate trend has also been lower. We are trading within a smaller range where I would view that 1330 to 1335 is pretty strong resistance and support. We hit it yesterday as 1295 per bushel. Really want to see us hold that 1295 level, because if we close below that, that would open up the possibility of moving back towards that March low at 1247. So that 1295 level is pretty important for new crop to stay at these levels. If we do bounce here and move back to 1330, certainly that would open up a test of the 50-day moving average around 1340. And then we have longer term resistance on this declining trend line about at the 1370 per bushel area. The technicals are kind of weaker on the new crop contract. Strength indicators are decaying and moving lower. Money flows are also moving lower. They're almost oversold. And then long-term momentum just still quite hasn't moved back to the neutral line as powerfully as I'd like to see. So we'll just keep paying attention. The big thing is 1295 keeps holding as support here. Moving on to old crop corn. Longer term, we've been in a pretty big sideways range, but the intermediate term, this rising red trend line has been steadily higher, which is really good to see. So I'm confident that the trend is higher for now as long as this red trend line holds. That support for Monday would be about that 650 area or so, but we almost have hit that 668 resistance, and then we have a longer term resistance here at about 671 per bushel. So it looks like we're going to test that level. So if you have old crop corn left in the bin, maybe take that into consideration as some pretty strong resistance. But as long as this red trend line holds, I'm pretty confident that price should stay up in this range. We have some positive divergence formed on the old crop corn and strength, and we've almost hit some pretty strong readings on these strength indicators. So take that into consideration as well. The money flows have also moved back higher and have some room to run until an overbought position. And then also our momentum indicators have moved back strongly to the neutral line. So definitely corn is a different story than beans, definitely the stronger commodity at this time. And to finish up with new crop corn, again, we have a longer term downtrend. We were at about 637 a bushel back in October when we were harvesting corn, and we've moved steadily lower. But the good thing is in the intermediate term, we have a rising trend line here acting as support. And yesterday on Friday when we tested this, we bounced very strongly up to the 9 and 20-day moving averages to end the week. So that was a bullish reaction there. We have some resistance at these moving averages right now. If we can clear that, certainly 570 would be in the cards, and then above there we have this declining trend line where resistance would be about that 580 area. Ultimately, price targets I would have right now for new crop sales is our crop insurance guarantee, at least at 591, where I would consider putting on some hedges if we tested that this early in the growing season. But again, as long as this rising trend line holds as support, I view the intermediate term trend is higher for now. We have some positive divergence here in the strength indicators on new crop corn as well, so that is bullish. Money flows were very oversold, and we are starting to move higher with a lot of room to run if we do get some bullish news. And then longer term momentum, we are trying to trend back towards that neutral line on the momentum indicators. Not as strongly as old crop corn, but certainly moving in the right direction. So that is where we're at on new crop. If you have any questions, please reach out to us anytime. Please call us if you need to replant. But other than that, we want to thank you for watching, and we hope you have a great weekend.